Hello and welcome to Empire Rugby League. This is Coachy from the couch with Bear and Wombat. Wombat, how are you?
Not too bad yourself, mate. We're in round 15. Oh my god, we're over halfway through the season now.
Yeah, well and truly.
Which is scary because it means we've got nothing else to talk about after the season.
I'm sure we'll come up with some bullshit.
Well, international footy.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there we go.
Anyway, round 15 preview, kicking it off with the local derby, Sharks v Dragons at Shark Park. So Sharks have to relive the nightmare of last week.
You got two teams coming off of the back of some pretty big floggings. Now, like thinking about it, the Dragons, they lose what, Holmes?
Val's the only Origin player, yep, and the Sharks yet again lose no one apart from KL Iro, who's done his
it Peck?
I'm pretty sure it's a Peck. So he'll be gone for a little while. Hiroti moves in one to replace him in centre, and I think Mulatalo's back from suspension. So that fills out that wing spot. But even better news, with Val Holmes not being in the squad, we have Corey Allen from the Dragons seeing his first NRL of the year.
Heck yes.
How good is that?
First one of the year, or has he played a couple of times on the wing?
He's not this year. I'm pretty sure this is his first NRL of the year. But he has been captaining New South Wales Cup and all that sort of stuff. Maybe he has played a couple of games this year. Maybe I'm wrong there.
I thought he played a couple of games on the wing. I kind of remember.
Either way, great to see Corey Allen back in the NRL.
Oh, yeah.
Emre Gula starts at prop. Nathan Lawson's still on the wing, even though
he's been pretty solid.
It's been pretty solid, but I thought he was missing a few ribs after Jackie Bostock got to him last week.
He did well to take that hit, though.
I mean, it was a winger on a winger, so we're not going to give it too much credit.
Oh, if it was a front rower, that'd be a different story.
Yeah.
But I will say one player about the Dragons that has actually really impressed me and flown a little bit under the radar is Toby Couchman.
Yeah, in the back row now.
Yeah, like he'd been thrown in the front row, been playing pretty good footy.
Oh, no, nothing wrong with that. Well, as we've touched on it before, that young emerging forward pack for the Dragons is going to put him in some good stead for the next few years. Hamish Stewart has gone back to the bench with Jack DeBellin to start. So
I think that might just be a little bit of experience shake-up.
It could just be a little bit of a rest for the young fella too.
Possibly. He's been getting flogged in that middle of the field.
Yeah. But doing nothing wrong.
No.
Damien Cook at 9. Let's hope he doesn't have to reprise that centre role again. Poor bastard. I'm sure he's over it. Other than that,
where are you sort of leaning on this one?
Not much happening here. I'll go Dragons.
Dragons on this one?
Mate,
Sharks at home.
Sharks are at home, and Sharks are shit. Like, honestly, they're not a top 4 team. They're not even a contender in my eyes. Even if they make finals, they'll bow out in the first week or second week. I've got the Dragons here. I think the bounce back factor is huge.
Well, the Dragons are sort of following that win-loss thing, and they seem to have a big loss.
And then a tight
win, and then a big win, and then sometimes a short loss, and then a big loss. Like, they're not consistent in the way that they play, but I think this is their bounce back for the Dragons.
But again, we say it every week, if the Sharks go through the middle from minute 1, the team they're playing is in trouble. So, look, maybe they get a shake-up this week. And
Fanua Blake needs to get on the front foot more and stop being this whole, I want to be flashy, and just run the ball.
Just run the ball hard. So I'm going Dragons. Where are you going, Wombat?
Yeah, I'm going to back the Dragons for a comeback.
Some cooked shark for dinner, I think. Next game, Gold Coast Titans up against the Manly Sea Eagles. This is at Seabus Super Stadium on the Gold Coast, so there'll be
Titans, they lose Tino
and Mo
Fodawaker with Fermor retaining. Cherry Evans stays in the side for Manly, and I think that's the only
young Lehigh Cat one concussion last week, but Tommy's back.
Yeah, okay.
So, it's awesome. But how long's Tommy back for? Is he back for 20 minutes or fucking 20 games?
If that is the case, you've got Kohler who he slot back into fullback.
Yeah.
What
2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
Oh no, last week because Lehigh went down.
Because, Cola was just lit it up. He was fantastic.
He's awesome. AJ's the fullback for the Titans with Foz and JC in the halves, so no real surprises there.
Khalees Haas takes over the 13 for Tino.
Yeah. Actually, on Khalees, I actually think his football's gotten a lot better this year. Now, I'm not sure if that's just maturity or if it's Desi.
Possibly both. Possibly a mixture of both. I can't say too much on him, but he does... I'd say he is someone that I don't watch particularly close.
I've only noticed because when he's come on the field in the last month, he is noticeable.
Yeah, okay.
So that's I haven't looked deep into it. I just sort of something that has pricked my attention.
Cheeky little thing for the Titans there. Number 16, Josh Paxton.
Yeah, I think there's a...
It's either Paxton or Paxton.
I'm not sure, but...
Either way it is. But I believe he's a debutant. He's been floating around a little bit lately.
And Tui Simpkins as well. He's former West Tigers, but last time we saw him in the NRL was... Jeez.
21. I just had a look on the,
screen
here.
21.
West Tigers in 21.
Yeah, so... And the young hooker, Sean Mullany, retains with Farrell still out as well. So which way are you leaning here?
I want to say Manly because I don't think the Titans are going to have much punch without their two main front rowers, and I don't want to take anything away from RCG, but if it all falls on his shoulders, I don't think he's going to have enough to do it. And that bench of Manly, questionable.
Of Manly, that's strong. Jake Simpkin, Jazz Tavanga, Corey Waddell, Nathan Brown. That's just...
I think that Manly side is about the only side that you could 100% say there is a redundancy for every single player on that side.
Yeah, they've got some great depth at the moment. But
think about it.
I don't trust either of these teams.
No. And this is at Seabus, and I mean... I got to go with Manly because I don't think they're going to have two stuff-ups against the Knights. I don't think Cherry Evans is going to have another shocker.
Well, that's just it. DCE with a point to prove. I'll go Manly, but no confidence. It's purely the Tom Trbojevic DCE.
Which team do you have? Sorry, which team is it that you have the least amount of trust?
Yeah, Titans. Because I'm Manly. I'm Manly there. So both on Manly. Then we go Saturday, Newcastle versus the Roosters.
Roosters right now.
Newcastle are staying at home with no Ponga, so Fletcher Sharp moves to fullback. And Jackson Hastings is named in the run-on side for the first time this year, well, in a few years, at 6.
I don't see that sticking.
Bro, if you're going to name the bloke, put him at 7 so he can do his job.
There must be a vendetta against him in that 7.
Something's going on there. I've heard lots of different rumours, but something's going on there. The other big in for the Roosters is young Sammy Walker's back from his knee injury, which pushes Sandon Smith to 14 and Hugo Savala to 6.
Do not agree with this.
What?
Sam Walker has played one game for Cup and he did not do that much.
Yeah, well...
I looked at this as soon as I
realised... He's the future of the club, apparently.
Why risk your future on one game?
I don't know.
Like, they talk about with Robert Toyer when he came back from an ACL injury. They rested him. They babied him. They let him come back through the system. Okay, Sam Walker's back. Roosters haven't been doing wrong with Savala at 7.
Or Smith. The young halves have been going well, and I don't think... Well, put it this way. You couldn't have Sandon Smith and Sam Walker in the halves together because they're the same player. So one has to make way, which is obviously going to be Sandon. Hugo at 6 scares me. You realise that this kid is 196 centimetres and about 98 kilos.
In a way, he's like a Burton.
He's another middle forward, basically. Yeah. And you tell him, you don't have to manage.
Just run.
You can just... Oh, dear God.
I don't understand the Roosters bench. You got Sanders Smith, Docker Clay, Blake Steep, Nat Butcher.
It's a very small bench.
Unless the only thing I can see happening is potentially having Savala maybe go into a 13 role.
Yeah, potentially.
Realistically, but I don't...
Either that or Docker Clay or Smith make way and Makatoa comes on, because that's the only other big body forward I can see on the reserves. Look, not much can be said. I mean, there's going to be another debutant for Newcastle. Elijah, not going to butcher your last name, mate.
Salasa. He's in the 17 for the Knights, at least.
Look, I got no faith in Newcastle, but I do like Sharp at the back. I'm going to go nowhere near Newcastle and tip the Roosters.
I had me worried there for a second. I was like, do not tip the Knights.
Mind you, the first round, before Origin 1, all upsets. So we're probably on the wrong boat here. But we'll move on. Cowboys v Dolphins in Townsville. Now, Cowboys are missing a whole heap. Obviously, no Nanai, no Robson, no Cotter, no Dearden to Origin.
But they lost.
Bateman and Viliami Vailea are suspended. And Hammer's the only one missing for the Dolphins. And obviously, Max Plath is still that injury, so he's not there. But they didn't have him for most of the last game anyway. Which way are you going?
Looking at this, you got Peugeot at 6, Clifford at 7. This to me looks like it's going to come down to the halves, and realistically, it's not a very unbroken Dolphins side. No,
well, with the Hammer gone, Avarillo slots back to fullback, which is fine, and Max Fine comes into the centres.
And realistically, they're like for like.
Yeah.
Max Fine and Avarillo.
Marshall King back at 9.
Kurt Donahue at 13.
Yep. I like that.
I really like that.
I still reckon Fini Fuiaki needs to go into the middle and Lemuelu needs to start in the back row. But that's just me.
I'd probably say the way I would switch that around, and I don't think it's going to happen because I don't think Dolphins coach would do it, but probably Oren Keeley stays on that field, or Lemuelu goes to 12.
Yeah, just switch
Oren
him
Keeley
in.
will go to the bench.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Oren Keeley comes on. Fini Fuiaki goes into the front row.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Sorry, I missed Oren Keeley being the starting side. So, yeah, I'd start Lemuelu. I mean, he's having great impact off the bench. So, if it's not broke, why fix it?
Pretty much.
Nothing wrong with that.
Another debutant, Caden Lars.
Oh, yes. This would be Tom Leroy's young fella.
Yes, it is.
Yes. He was a weapon too. So, hopefully young Caden goes well, but I'm going to tip the Finns.
I'm going Finns.
Jesus. We're either going to be none for 5 or 5 from 5 this week, Wombat.
Looking at it, it's a 4X derby, yes, but I don't trust the
Cowboys without Dearden.
I don't trust the Cowboys, period.
Anyway, moving on. Rabbitohs v Bulldogs, so a rematch of the Good Friday game. Obviously, no Latrell Mitchell, and
Cody Walker out with that.
Cody Walker's done his calf or knee or something. Old man injury again.
His calf.
Yeah, old man injury, so the calf.
He was not happy when he went up that shed.
No. So obviously no Latrell, which means Jai Gray slots back into fullback, which no one has an issue with. Jamie Humphries comes back into the 7, and no Walker means Sullivan retains the 6. Which means there is but there's no obvious backup for Sevilla Havili this week to rotate that 9. We have seen Jai Arrow play a little bit of 9.
Oh, LeBlanc's played a little bit of 9 as well.
But they're not 9s.
Nah, they're not.
Doggies obviously going to be missing Stephen Crichton, Max King, Kurt Mann, and Matt Burton. Matt Burton's 18th man. So, Kiraz slot moves one position into the centres, and Blake Wilson comes onto the wing.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that. Sexton at halfback and Galvin slots into 6, which that was always going to be the case if Burton was missing. And Josh Curran moves into prop, which we've seen the Dogs do this before. It doesn't affect them.
No.
Jake Turpin is the 14. And other than that, there's no real shocks or changes there. Which way are we leaning, Wombat?
I'm thinking doggies.
Yeah, I'm going Dogs too. I can't.
Just a side note, and it's something that just clicked in my head again. Curtis Moran is actually signed with the Titans next year for 2 years.
Yes, he has.
So that'll be interesting.
I think this is a good thing because what it does is the Titans usually go after the glitter strip players because they are on the glitter strip.
Yeah.
Curtis Moran, there's nothing flash about him. This is all hard work and effort, and that's what Desi loves. I guarantee you he'll beat a few boys out of position through hard work and effort, and that's what that Titans side needs. I think
he's going to go there to help Tino.
I think he's going to go there and hopefully help the culture altogether. That whole club needs more workhorses and rabid dogs like Moran. But we get distracted.
So we've gone 5 for 5.
Yeah, I'm going Dogs too. I like Jai Gray at the back. I just don't have faith in that hooker rotation with Havili. And if there's one area that the Dogs do exploit really well, is a tight middle.
Yeah, tight middle, yeah.
But yeah, we're no difference between the thinking this week, Wombat, which scares the living crap out of me. So we're probably going to have an 0-5 week.
Or a 5 for 5 week.
Anybody listening, put a multi down on the opposite of our tips and you probably win.
Or you'll probably lose, but this is why we do not bet on these things.
Yeah, no, this is just all shits and giggles. But look, we'll wait and see what happens. Plenty of debutants, plenty of action without the Origin stars. So look forward to round 15.